Doctor, I've eaten like this my whole life. What could go wrong now? That question lingers in my mind more than most. It's a question I've heard from countless seniors, gentle, kind-hearted people who've worked hard their whole lives, raised families, built communities, and now just want to enjoy a peaceful dinner in their golden years. For many, dinner is the most comforting part of the day. A warm bowl of instant noodles after a long nap. A soft piece of sticky rice that brings back memories of childhood. Or maybe a flavorful grilled sausage or slice of pork belly that's become a nightly tradition. It's not just food, it's routine, it's culture, it's comfort. And yet, behind those familiar plates lie risks that most people never see coming. You see, the senior body is not like it used to be. The heart that once beat strong now tires faster. The kidneys that once filtered with ease now struggle with every excess gram of salt. And the liver, your body's silent guardian, is fighting a quiet nightly battle against fat, sugar, and preservatives. What makes this dangerous is not the one heavy dinner. It's the repetition, night after night, year after year. Until one day, it becomes harder to sleep. You feel heavier in the morning. Your blood pressure creeps up. Your glucose won't stay in check. And suddenly, you're handed a diagnosis: fatty liver, diabetes, hypertension, kidney disease. But the truth is, it didn't start that day in the clinic. It started years before, with a simple dinner no one ever questioned. So today, I want to be the doctor who helps you question it, gently but honestly. I want to walk with you through something deeply important, something that could change your sleep tonight and add years to your life. We're going to talk about dinner. Not just any dinner, but the 5 dangerous dinner habits that slowly, silently chip away at your health. The ones you might still be repeating without even knowing the damage they're causing. And then, just as importantly, I'll show you the 5 healing dinners that protect your heart, support your kidneys, calm your liver, and help your body rest, rebuild, and thrive without sacrificing taste or warmth. Because yes, dinner can still be delicious. It can still be joyful, but it must also be kind to the body that's carried you all these years. So, if you're ready, let's begin not with fear, but with clarity. Let's look at what we need to avoid first, so we can make room for everything that heals. 1. Instant noodles, sausages, and processed fast foods. Let me take you back to a night in the emergency room. It was past midnight. A 68-year-old grandfather, Mr. Lamb, was wheeled in by his grandson. Sweat poured down his face. His hands were cold, his heart pounding like a drum in panic mode. His blood pressure, sky high. His breathing, labored. The family was terrified, and when I asked what he had eaten for dinner, the answer came quietly, almost too simple to believe. A bowl of instant noodles with 2 sausages. That's it. But that wasn't just it, because that bowl, that cheap, convenient, tasty dinner, was loaded with hidden salt, preservatives, chemical flavor enhancers, and trans fats. It wasn't a light meal. It was a chemical cocktail that sent his cardiovascular system into overload. And this is the part that worries me most. Mr. Lamb isn't alone. Thousands, maybe millions, of seniors turn to these quick-fix dinners every night. They're easy, they're fast, they're cheap, but they're never harmless. Have you ever noticed that after eating instant noodles you feel unusually thirsty, restless in bed, bloated the next morning, foggy in the head with a pounding pulse? That's not just aging. That's your body, your heart, your kidneys, your liver begging for relief. The sodium in the flavor packet swells your blood vessels. The trans fats thicken your blood. The additives stress your liver and spike your blood sugar. And worst of all, it all happens silently. Until it doesn't. Until it shows up in swollen feet, or in a sleepless night, or in a terrifying emergency room visit. And I know, for many seniors living alone, especially in the city, cooking feels like a chore. Boiling a pot of soup sounds too complicated, so a pack of noodles and a couple sausages feel like a practical choice. But friends, I ask you gently, Is that ease worth the risk of a stroke? A night in the ICU? Waking up dizzy, swollen, exhausted? Is it worth missing a walk in the park with friends the next morning? Missing precious time with your grandchildren? You deserve better. Let me offer you a small change. Tonight, instead of that bowl of noodles, try this. A warm bowl of brown rice porridge, a few pieces of steamed green vegetables, a slice of steamed fish, or a boiled egg. It takes the same 10 minutes to prepare, but gives your body a chance to rest, to heal, to sleep well. Because dinner isn't just a meal, it's the closing chapter of your day. And it decides whether your night brings peace or pressure. Now let's move on to the second dinner habit. Just as common, just as risky. 2. White rice with fatty meat, a familiar but risky comfort. There's a kind of dinner that feels almost sacred in many homes. A plate of warm, fragrant white rice, a slice of braised pork belly glistening in sauce, maybe some gravy poured over the top. It's the kind of meal that reminds us of home, of family, of years gone by. But let me tell you a story, one that stays with me to this day. It's about Mrs. Hoa, a 72-year-old woman who lived just down the street from me. Every evening, she'd sit at the same small wooden table in her kitchen, hands slightly trembling, scooping spoonful after spoonful of white rice into her bowl. She'd always say with a smile, "Doctor, I need a full belly to sleep well." Her favorite? Pork belly. Salty, sweet, tender, just how she liked it. But beneath that warm glow of tradition, something else was growing. A few months later, she came to my clinic. Swollen legs, a bloated stomach, blood sugar off the charts. Her lab work showed fatty liver, early-stage kidney strain, and dangerously high triglycerides. She looked me in the eye and whispered, "I didn't know my dinner was hurting me." And here's what I explained to her, and what I want to share with you now. White rice, while soft and satisfying, is made of simple carbohydrates. For seniors, whose metabolism slows down and insulin response weakens, that means sugar is released into the bloodstream fast. Too fast. The pancreas scrambles to keep up. Insulin is released in high amounts. And over time, it gets exhausted. That's how diabetes begins. Now add fatty pork to the mix, rich in saturated fat, loaded with cholesterol. It's a double blow. The liver, already trying to manage blood sugar, now has to process a flood of fat. The heart strains harder to pump thicker blood. The kidneys, already aging, now carry the extra weight of salt and toxins from that meat. The result? You may fall asleep full, but you wake up tired, heavy, sometimes swollen. And inside your body, organs you cannot feel are quietly breaking down. Here's the truth, my friend. You don't have to give up flavor, but you do have to give your body a break. Try this instead. A small bowl of brown rice, rich in fiber, slow to digest. A side of boiled or steamed green vegetables. A portion of steamed fish or lean chicken breast. You'll still feel full, but your blood sugar will stay steady. Your liver can breathe. Your kidneys can rest. And you can wake up refreshed. Because dinner isn't just about sleeping with a full belly. It's about waking up with a strong heart and a clear mind. And I believe, once you feel the difference, you'll never go back. Now, let's move on to the third hidden danger, the kind that sneaks in during moments of celebration. 3. Late-night hot pot and barbecue, a celebration that can turn costly. Let me paint a familiar picture. It's the weekend, the family gathers, the grandkids are laughing. The dining table is covered in bowls of vegetables, thinly sliced meat, dipping sauces, and a bubbling pot of spicy hot broth in the center. Or maybe it's barbecue. Golden pieces of grilled pork, beef tendons, or smoky sausages, all sizzling on the pan. You hear clinking chopsticks, joyful chatter. You see smiling faces. It's a moment of connection, warmth, and tradition. But here's what you don't see. What's happening inside your body as the clock ticks closer to 9 p.m., 10 p.m., or even later. I remember one evening vividly. Mr. Bang, a cheerful 70-year-old retired teacher, came into my clinic pale and clutching his side. The night before, he'd had a wonderful meal, hot pot with his children and grandchildren. Plenty of broth, meat, dipping sauces, and a small glass of wine to celebrate. But after dinner, he couldn't sleep. His stomach felt like it was carrying bricks. By dawn, he was dizzy, nauseous, and had to be rushed to the hospital. Tests showed his liver enzymes had tripled, his blood sugar spiked, and his digestive system was in chaos. All from what seemed like a happy dinner. Here's why late-night hot pot and barbecue are so harmful, especially for seniors. The broth is usually salty, spicy, and rich in fat. The meats are often processed or fatty cuts. The sauces are full of sugar, sodium, and artificial additives. And worst of all, these meals are eaten late, when the body is supposed to be slowing down, not digesting a heavy load. Your liver, which should be resting, is forced to filter fat and alcohol. Your kidneys, already worn from age, are pushed to handle excess sodium. Your stomach struggles to digest all the proteins and oils, and all that strain happens while you try to sleep. That's why, after a night like this, many seniors wake up with stomach discomfort, restless sleep, swollen limbs, higher blood sugar, or even worse, an unexpected medical emergency. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up the family gathering. You don't even have to give up hot food or celebration. You just have to shift the timing and the choices. Try this. Have your family meal earlier, before 6:30 p.m. Swap the spicy hot pot for a light vegetable soup. Choose steamed fish over fatty meat. Serve brown rice, not white or glutinous rice. Use light soy sauce or lemon juice instead of heavy dipping sauces. And most importantly, make the dinner table about the conversation, not just the food. Because the laughter of your grandchildren is healthier than any fried meat could ever be. So I ask you this, is that bubbling pot or smoky grill, especially after dark, really worth the burden it places on your aging organs? You can still gather, you can still enjoy, but do it wisely. Now let's move to the fourth danger, a quiet tradition that feels harmless, but can weigh heavily on your gut all night long. 4. Sticky rice, bunchung, and glutinous delights. Warm on the outside, heavy on the inside. In many senior households, there's a comfort food that seems innocent, even nostalgic. It might be a plate of sticky rice from the street corner, or a slice of bunchung warmed up just before bed. Soft, fragrant, chewy. It reminds you of home, of Tet holidays, of cozy evenings long ago. I completely understand the appeal. It's warm, it's easy, and it feels good going down. But allow me to tell you a story that reveals what happens after it goes down. Mrs. Tu was a 75-year-old vegetable vendor. Every evening, after returning from the market, she had the same habit. She'd stop by a familiar stall and buy half a bunchung to enjoy with a cup of strong tea. "It fills me up and helps me sleep," she told me with a chuckle. But one rainy night, she went a little further, 2 thick slices of sticky bunchung and a second cup of tea. That night, her stomach swelled. She couldn't lie flat. She felt pressure in her chest and pain in her belly. Her children rushed her to the ER. The diagnosis? Gastric bloating, slow digestion, elevated blood sugar, an overworked liver and kidneys. And the culprit? A harmless slice of glutinous rice. Here's what many don't realize. Sticky rice and bunchung are rich in complex starch, which is hard to digest, especially at night. Your stomach, already slowing down after sunset, now has to work overtime to break down something dense, sticky, and glue-like. Worse yet, bunchung often contains fatty pork and salty fillings, adding salt, oil, and cholesterol into an already heavy meal. This means your body stays up working while you try to sleep. You may experience bloating, constipation, acid reflux, headaches in the morning, or even long-term liver and kidney strain. And while the stomach suffers silently, you might think, it was just sticky rice. That can't be bad, right? But for the aging digestive system, that soft, chewy comfort becomes a burden that lingers all night long. Now, instead of reaching for sticky rice at 8 p.m., I encourage you to try something gentler. A small bowl of brown rice porridge, a clear vegetable soup with a few slices of tofu, or even a piece of steamed pumpkin with a boiled egg. These meals warm the belly without weighing it down. They support digestion, protect your liver, and help your kidneys rest. And they allow you to sleep deeply, so you wake up with energy and lightness, not heaviness and regret. So I ask you, from one heart to another, is that bancheng, that late-night sticky rice, worth sacrificing your sleep, your digestion, your liver? Sometimes the foods that warm your memory don't warm your body the way you think. Now, there's one more dinner danger I want to share with you, perhaps the most deceptive one of all, because it tastes simple, traditional, even healthy. But it's also one of the saltiest meals seniors still eat every day. 5. Salty foods for dinner: dried fish, pickled veggies, and fermented sauces. This one hits close to home, because for so many seniors, especially those from rural towns or with traditional upbringings, salty foods are part of the dinner table, like the evening news is part of the living room. A small dish of dried fish, crispy and golden, a scoop of pickled mustard greens or fermented eggplant, tangy and crunchy, maybe a spoonful of shrimp paste or fish sauce stirred into warm rice. Nothing fancy, just rustic, strong-flavored, and deeply satisfying. But here's what we often forget. Behind that flavor is a mountain of hidden salt. I remember Mr. Kui, 67, from a coastal village in the north. He was proud of his dinners, simple, homemade, and clean, as he put it. No fried food, no sugar, just a bowl of rice, a piece of dried fish, some pickled vegetables, and a bit of shrimp paste. But one night, his chest began to tighten. His legs began to swell. His heart raced as if sprinting, though he hadn't moved an inch. He was rushed to the hospital. The diagnosis? Severe hypertension, fluid retention, and kidneys nearing fatigue, all from salt. Here's what happens. Dried fish and pickled vegetables are preserved in salt, often more than your body can handle in a single day. Fermented sauces like shrimp paste are extremely high in sodium, which forces your kidneys to work harder and longer. At night, your body naturally retains more water, and this added salt pulls even more water into your blood vessels. That's why seniors who eat salty dinners often wake up with puffy eyes, swollen ankles or fingers, dry mouth, and poor sleep. Or even worse, elevated blood pressure and silent heart strain. And what's truly dangerous is how normal it all seems. These aren't junk foods. They're traditional, beloved, trusted. But they no longer suit the aging body. Because what the young stomach can shrug off, the older heart must fight to overcome. So what can you do instead? Try a dinner that's still flavorful, but gentle. A bowl of light vegetable soup, like pumpkin or seaweed, a few pieces of steamed tofu or steamed fish, a plate of boiled greens, and just a dash of light soy sauce or lemon juice for flavor. Your taste buds still get joy, but your organs get rest. And most importantly, your night becomes peaceful. You sleep deeply, your heart pumps gently, and your kidneys sigh with relief instead of groaning under pressure. So tonight, as you reach for that jar of pickles or the fried anchovies, pause. Ask yourself, is this dish seasoning your dinner or quietly salting away your health? Now that we've walked through these 5 dangerous dinner habits, let's shift toward the hopeful part, the healing side. Because not only can we avoid what harms, we can choose what heals. Next, I'll share with you 5 ideal dinners that can support your heart, nourish your organs, and carry you into a peaceful night's sleep. 1. Oatmeal porridge, steamed greens, and a boiled egg. A gentle hug for your body at night. After a long day, what does your body really need? Not drama, not a heavy burden, not another fight to digest salt, fat, and sugar. It needs rest. It needs warmth. It needs kindness. That's why I often recommend a dinner that's simple, quiet, and deeply nourishing. a warm bowl of oatmeal porridge, a plate of steamed green vegetables, and one softly boiled egg. Let me tell you why this humble trio is a gift to your aging body. Start with the oatmeal. Oats are full of soluble fiber, the kind that gently cleans your blood vessels like a soft brush. It sweeps out extra cholesterol, balances blood sugar, and calms your digestion. Unlike white rice or noodles, oats release energy slowly, so you stay full without overloading your blood sugar. Cooked in hot water for 5 to 7 minutes with just a pinch of pink salt or a few slivers of fresh ginger, this porridge becomes more than a meal. It becomes medicine. Warm, soft, easy to swallow, easy to digest. No bloating, no reflux. Just gentle comfort flowing through your stomach, into your bloodstream, and across your joints. Next, the steamed greens. Cabbage, spinach, bok choy, or even a handful of young morning glory. Whatever's fresh and green in your kitchen. These vegetables are rich in vitamins, minerals, and fiber, but light in calories and low in salt. They help your liver detox after a long day and aid your kidneys in flushing out waste. More importantly, they keep your gut light so you can sleep better. I often tell my patients, steamed greens are like a lullaby for your digestive system. And then there's the boiled egg. Don't underestimate it. A boiled egg, especially the yolk, is a clean, compact source of protein, choline, and healthy fats. For seniors, protein helps maintain muscle mass, especially as the body naturally weakens with age. The egg is easy to chew, gentle on the stomach, and deeply satisfying. The yolk, soft and warm, strengthens your nerves and nourishes your brain. The white, smooth, and tender helps restore tissues as you sleep. Together, they support your immune system, bone strength, and energy levels. Now picture it. You're sitting by the window, a small bowl of oatmeal in front of you, steam rising softly. Next to it, a plate of fresh greens, vibrant, green, alive. And a perfectly boiled egg, waiting patiently. You take your time, you chew slowly, you feel calm. And afterward, you sleep like a baby. Your heart beats steady, your liver rests, your kidneys take a break, and in the morning, you rise lighter, brighter, and stronger. So if tonight you're thinking of what to eat, skip the instant noodles, skip the sticky rice, choose the meal that loves you back. Oatmeal, greens, an egg. Not fancy, not expensive, but powerful. 2. Vegetable soup, steamed fish, and brown rice. A trio that heals from the inside out. Let me tell you what many of my elderly patients have quietly confessed to me. Doctor, I just want to feel light after dinner and wake up without that heavy, tired feeling. And each time, I smile and offer them this: a bowl of vegetable soup, a piece of steamed fish, and a scoop of warm brown rice. It's not a diet, it's not a punishment. It's a gift. A daily ritual of healing. Let's explore why this trio works so beautifully for the aging body. First, the vegetable soup. I like to think of it as a warm hand on your shoulder at the end of a long day. Made from simple, seasonal ingredients: carrots, zucchini, pumpkin, chayote, or potatoes. This soup fills your stomach without overwhelming it. And when you add a few slices of fresh ginger or a dash of garlic, it becomes anti-inflammatory, digestive, and deeply soothing. This soup hydrates your body, flushes out toxins, and prepares your liver for rest. Plus, it's a wonderful way to feel full, without adding pressure to your kidneys or spiking your blood sugar. Next, the star. Steamed fish. Not fried, not grilled, just lightly steamed with ginger, scallions, or a splash of lemon. Whether it's tilapia, cod, catfish, or carp, fish is one of the best proteins for seniors. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help lower inflammation, support brain health, and protect your heart. And when it's steamed, it stays tender and easy to chew. No chewing fatigue, no oily aftertaste, no indigestion. Just pure nourishment, absorbed gently through every cell. One patient told me, "Doctor, when I eat steamed fish, it feels like my body says thank you." And then, the quiet hero, brown rice. Brown rice isn't just rice with a darker color. It's rice with its fiber, minerals, and heart still intact. Compared to white rice, brown rice digests more slowly, keeps your blood sugar steady, and helps you feel full longer, without the crash. It's also rich in magnesium and selenium, which help your bones stay strong and your joints flexible, critical as we age. I often call it the sleeping rice, because it helps your body enter deep rest instead of fighting through a sugar spike. Now imagine it all together. A light soup, steam rising with the scent of herbs. A soft fillet of fish, flaking apart under your spoon. A bowl of brown rice, earthy, nutty, warm. You eat slowly. You breathe deeply. You finish with a sense of peace. And that night, your body rests. No bloating, no racing heart, no restless tossing, just stillness and healing. So tonight, ask yourself, am I feeding my hunger or am I feeding my health? Because this meal, vegetable soup, steamed fish, and brown rice, doesn't just end your day. It sets the tone for your morning. 3. Fresh vegetable salad and unsweetened yogurt. A light dinner that feeds your gut and soothes your sleep. Not every dinner needs to be hot and heavy. Sometimes what your body craves most is something fresh, something cool, something that whispers to your organs, "You've done enough for today, now rest." That's where this healing dinner comes in. A bowl of fresh vegetable salad followed by a cup of unsweetened yogurt. It may sound simple, but for the aging body, this combination is a quiet revolution. Let's begin with the salad. Made from lettuce, cucumber, cherry tomatoes, a few slices of boiled corn, maybe even steamed beets, all drizzled with a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil and a sprinkle of roasted sesame seeds or ground flax seeds. This isn't just food, it's therapy for your arteries. Every crunchy bite floods your body with natural fiber, antioxidants, and plant-based enzymes. It helps your gut clean out waste. It helps your liver filter gently, and it leaves your stomach feeling peaceful. One of my patients once told me, "Doctor, after eating salad for dinner, I don't just feel lighter, I feel younger." And then comes dessert. Except this one heals. A small bowl of unsweetened yogurt. Cold, smooth, comforting, and more powerful than it looks. Yogurt delivers millions of probiotics, good bacteria that rebuild your gut's inner lining. It improves digestion, it prevents constipation, it reduces bloating, and helps reduce belly fat accumulation in seniors. But that's not all. Yogurt is rich in natural calcium, which strengthens bones and protects joints. Especially in older adults, where osteoporosis and joint pain are common, this is gold. And when taken at night, it improves gut health and helps regulate melatonin and serotonin, your natural sleep hormones. In other words, a simple cup of yogurt can help you fall asleep faster and deeper. Now picture this. You're seated at the dinner table. No oil, no salt, no heavy sauces, just crisp greens, juicy tomatoes, and the cool richness of yogurt. You eat with no rush. Your belly thanks you. Your breath is calm. Your heart rate settles. And when you slip under the blanket later that night, there's no tossing, no heartburn, no heaviness, just you, resting, healing, preparing for tomorrow. So if tonight feels too hot, or your stomach feels tired, skip the rice, skip the meat, and choose a salad and yogurt combo instead. Because sometimes, lightness is the most powerful form of care. 4. Pumpkin soup, steamed chicken breast, and whole grain bread. A warm blanket for your heart and joints. Sometimes, what the body truly needs isn't more food. It's more ease, more gentleness, more quiet nourishment after a long, tiring day. And that's exactly what this trio offers. A golden bowl of pumpkin soup, a few slices of steamed chicken breast, and one small piece of whole grain bread. This isn't just dinner. It's a warm blanket for your insides. Let's begin with the pumpkin soup. If I could prescribe this as a bedtime medicine, I would. Pumpkin is rich in beta-carotene, a natural antioxidant that supports vision, immune health, and most importantly, cardiovascular strength. Cooked until soft and creamy with a splash of unsweetened soy milk or low-fat milk, then blended into a silky golden soup, this dish becomes something more than food. It becomes healing warmth in a bowl. It soothes the stomach. It calms the liver. It helps clear the blood vessels like a soft rain washing over tired earth. And the best part? It's easy on the joints, low in calories, and won't disturb your blood sugar at night. Now add a few slices of steamed chicken breast. Not fried, not sautéed, just lightly steamed with ginger and scallions. This lean protein gives your body exactly what it needs to repair overnight. Amino acids to maintain and rebuild muscle, low-fat fuel that won't burden your liver, and gentle digestion, even for sensitive stomachs. As we age, our bodies naturally lose muscle mass, leading to weakness, joint pain, and poor balance. But a little chicken breast each evening is like feeding your muscles while you sleep. Soft, juicy, and easy to chew. This is protein done right for the elderly. Lastly, add a small slice of whole grain bread. You may be thinking, bread? Really? Yes, but not the soft white bread from the grocery store. I'm talking about whole grain, fiber-rich bread. The kind that digests slowly, keeps blood sugar steady, and helps you feel full without spiking insulin. It's packed with B vitamins, magnesium, and complex carbs that your brain and heart quietly rely on. Pair it with a spoonful of pumpkin soup, and you've got a bite that's not only delicious, but deeply calming. Picture the scene. You're at the dinner table. The light is soft. The pumpkin soup is golden and warm. The chicken breast is tender and fragrant. The slice of bread is wholesome, filling, grounding. You eat slowly, you chew gently, and your whole body softens. You finish your meal with no heaviness, no tightness in the chest, no acid climbing your throat, just a sense of comfort, deep and lasting. So if your knees ache, if your liver is tired, if your sleep has been light and restless, try this. Pumpkin soup, steamed chicken breast, whole grain bread. Because nourishment isn't just about fullness, it's about how your body feels 2 hours later and how well you sleep that night. 5. Seaweed soup, silken tofu, and brown rice. A gentle cleanse for your heart, liver, and bones. When the sun sets and your body begins to slow down, what it craves isn't excitement. It craves release. A letting go of tension, toxins, and the heaviness of the day. That's why this final dinner is one I often recommend for seniors battling fatigue, swelling, high blood pressure, or simply poor sleep. A warm bowl of seaweed soup, a plate of silken tofu, and a scoop of brown rice. This trio is soft, silent, and powerful, like a quiet stream flushing away everything your body no longer needs. Let's begin with the seaweed soup. Seaweed is a nutritional treasure, especially for the elderly. It's rich in iodine, which helps regulate thyroid function, keeping your energy, weight, and mood in balance. But that's not all. Seaweed also contains compounds that gently clear blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and help the liver detoxify more effectively. Cooked with a bit of fresh ginger, some minced tofu or shrimp, and simmered until the broth turns clear and savory, this soup becomes like a warm tide washing through your veins, calming everything it touches. One sip at a time, and your body begins to breathe. Now, let's talk about silken tofu. Soft, cool, nourishing. Unlike heavy meat, tofu offers plant-based protein that's kind to your liver and easy to digest. It's rich in calcium, iron, and magnesium, supporting your bones, your blood, and your heart. For seniors who often experience nighttime indigestion, constipation, high cholesterol, or weak digestion, tofu is a godsend. Serve it simply, steamed or lightly warmed, with a drizzle of low-sodium soy sauce and a few sprinkles of chopped scallions. It slides down gently, comforts the gut, and fills you with peace. And then the faithful companion, brown rice. By now you know its benefits: slow digesting, blood sugar stabilizing, fiber rich. But in this meal, brown rice does something more. It grounds you. As the seaweed soup clears and the tofu soothes, the brown rice anchors you, giving your body steady energy to get through the night without spikes, drops, or restlessness. And its nutrients, especially magnesium and B vitamins, support deep restorative sleep and joint recovery. Now picture this final meal. Seaweed soup, warm and calming, with steam curling upward like incense, silken tofu, soft and quiet, cradled in a bowl. Brown rice, mates, humble and strong, giving just enough. You take each bite slowly. You feel your stomach settle. Your breath slows. Your shoulders relax. And by bedtime, you feel lighter. Your heart beats quietly. Your liver whispers, "Thank you," and your sleep is deep and dreamless. So tonight, if your body feels tired from years of effort, if your mind is cloudy, your legs are heavy, or your blood pressure has been creeping up, let dinner be the remedy. Seaweed soup, silken tofu, brown rice. Not expensive, not complicated, just pure natural medicine disguised as dinner. So now you know the 5 dinners that slowly damage the senior body, and the 5 meals that can bring peace, strength, and restful sleep. But let me ask you this. What if I told you that even the healthiest bowl of soup, even the most carefully steamed fish, can still lead to discomfort, poor sleep, or rising blood pressure? If eaten the wrong way, you see, over the years, I've watched many of my senior patients make beautiful changes to their dinner ingredients, but they kept some small habits that quietly unraveled all their progress. And I don't blame them, because these habits feel innocent, they feel routine, they feel normal. But in the body of someone over 60, 70, or 80, these normal habits can build up to something dangerous. Let me share with you now 5 common mistakes that many seniors still make at dinner time. Mistake number 1, eating dinner too late at night. This one is more common than you think. In so many households I visit, especially in multi-generational families, dinner doesn't start until 8 p.m. or even later. Sometimes it's because people are waiting for their children to get home. Sometimes it's simply out of habit. "I only eat when I'm truly hungry, Doc," they say, or "It's quieter at night. I like to eat when everyone else is done." And I understand. But let me tell you what your heart, your liver, and your kidneys feel when that meal comes too late. Your body, especially as you age, runs on rhythm. Just like the sun rises and sets, your organs also follow a daily clock. And by 7 p.m., your digestion is slowing down. Your liver is preparing for overnight repair. Your kidneys are shifting into rest mode. But when you eat a full dinner at 8:30 or 9 p.m., you're forcing your entire internal system to wake up again, to digest, filter, and process when it was meant to rest. The result? Your stomach stays full through the night. Your liver has to work overtime instead of regenerating. Your blood sugar stays elevated until morning. Your heart keeps pumping harder to handle the late influx of salt and fat. And how do you feel the next day? You wake up groggy, not refreshed. You feel bloated or heavy. Your legs may be puffy, your head cloudy. And over time, this contributes to fatty liver, insomnia, and hypertension. I once treated a 74-year-old gentleman who swore he was eating healthy. Fish, vegetables, brown rice, everything we had discussed. But his blood tests kept coming back abnormal. His blood pressure was creeping higher, and he couldn't sleep through the night. It wasn't the food, it was the timing. He was eating at 9 p.m. and going to bed at 10. Once we moved his dinner to 6:30 p.m., everything changed. He slept better. His swelling decreased, his blood pressure dropped, and his energy returned. So what's the ideal time? Before 7 p.m., earlier if possible. This gives your stomach time to digest, your blood sugar time to stabilize, and your organs time to rest. And when your body rests deeply, it repairs deeply. That's how you protect your heart. That's how you prevent disease. That's how you live longer. So tonight, try this. Eat earlier, eat lighter, and let your body know. Rest is coming. Mistake number 2, lying down. Immediately after dinner. This one may surprise you because it's something many seniors do without even thinking. Dinner finishes. The belly feels full and warm. The chair is comfortable, or the bed looks inviting. And so, you lie back, just for a moment. Maybe to watch TV, maybe to check your phone, or maybe to fall asleep. But here's what happens inside your body the moment you do that. Your stomach, still busy digesting, is now tilted. Instead of letting gravity help move food downward, it now fights to keep acid from moving upward. And the result? Acid reflux. Heartburn, chest tightness, and a burning sensation in your throat that wakes you up around midnight. I remember a woman named Mrs. Fwang, 72 years old, kind eyes, a calm voice. She came to see me complaining of a dry cough at night, burning in her throat, and sleep so broken she'd nap all afternoon just to function. She thought it was allergies, but when we talked more, she revealed her habit. I eat dinner around 7:30, then lie on the sofa to watch a movie with my husband. We both fall asleep like that. The problem wasn't the food, it was the position. Once we made one small change, waiting 30 minutes, then walking slowly around the house after dinner, her symptoms disappeared within a week. No more cough, no more bitter throat, no more tossing and turning. You see, after dinner, your stomach is like a soft, warm pouch, busy working, breaking down your meal. If you lie flat, gravity turns against you. Food and acid press upward. The valve between your stomach and throat begins to weaken. And over time, it leads to chronic reflux, gastric inflammation, even esophageal damage. And seniors, especially those with weakened digestion, are most at risk. So what's the solution? It's simple. After eating, stay upright for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Sit up comfortably or go for a gentle walk around the house. Stretch, breathe, or do light housework, anything that keeps you vertical. These simple steps help your stomach work with gravity, not against it. They improve digestion, prevent bloating, and protect your throat and heart from unnecessary strain. So I ask you gently, after tonight's dinner, will you lie down immediately, or will you give your body a few moments to do what it does best, digest in peace? Because those 20 minutes could be the difference between a good night's sleep and a night of coughing, discomfort, and regret. Mistake number 3, eating while watching TV or using your phone. Now this one might not seem dangerous at all. In fact, it's something nearly all of us do, even without realizing it. The evening news is on. Your favorite show is starting. Or maybe your phone is on the table, scrolling through messages, news headlines, or videos. And somewhere in the middle of all that, you're eating, a spoonful here, a bite there, a few chews, and gone. And while your mind is entertained, your stomach is overwhelmed. Let me tell you about Mr. Thuan, 68 years old, retired, and sharp as a tack. Every night, like clockwork, he had dinner while watching the sports channel. Rice, meat, soup. His wife prepared everything just right. But he kept coming to me with the same problems: stomach bloating, nighttime indigestion, poor sleep, and a waistline that slowly crept up, even though he wasn't eating much more than usual. At first, he couldn't understand why. But then I asked him one question. Do you know how many bites you're taking at dinner? He paused, thought about it, then laughed. Honestly, I have no idea. That was the problem. When you eat in front of a screen, TV, phone, tablet, your brain shifts focus away from the act of eating. You chew faster. You don't taste fully. And worst of all, you miss your body's signal that says, "I'm full." It takes about 20 minutes for your stomach to tell your brain it's satisfied, but when you're distracted, you may eat more in just 10 minutes than you needed all night. The result? Overeating, digestive strain, higher blood sugar, weight gain, sleep disruption, and even feelings of fatigue and heaviness the next morning. Here's the truth. You don't need to eat in silence, but you do need to eat with awareness. So what can you do? Turn off the TV. Set your phone aside. Invite someone to sit with you, or simply enjoy the sound of your breath. Focus on the flavors, the warmth of the soup, the texture of the fish, the color of the vegetables. And most importantly, chew slowly. With each bite, let your body digest not just the food, but the calm. Because dinner isn't just physical nourishment, it's emotional nourishment too. And when you eat with attention, with peace, with gratitude, your body responds, your stomach relaxes, your blood sugar stays stable, your heart rate slows, and your sleep becomes more restorative. So tonight, try an experiment. Just for one dinner, turn off the screen, put down the phone, chew each bite, notice the taste, and see how you feel afterward. I think you'll be amazed by how something so small can feel so different. Mistake number 4, eating too much at dinner. This one often comes from the heart, because for many seniors, dinner is more than just a meal. It's family time. It's tradition. It's the warmest moment of the day when everyone finally gathers around the table. The dishes are full, laughter echoes, and the instinct is simple: eat a little more. After all, one more bowl can't hurt, right? But here's the truth that most don't realize. When we overeat at night, especially after age 60, we don't just strain our stomachs. We silently burden every major organ: the liver, the kidneys, the heart, and the brain. Let me share the story of Mr. and Mrs. Koa, a lovely couple in their 70s, always smiling. Their children and grandchildren often visited for dinner, and each time they'd prepare a feast: pork stew, sticky rice, spring rolls, and sweet soup. They told me proudly, "We only eat big when the kids are here." But even on nights without guests, the habit stayed. 2 bowls of rice, 3 side dishes, a full plate of fruit. Over time, both began experiencing bloating after dinner, sleep disturbances, rising blood sugar, and cholesterol levels. They thought they were just getting older, but really, their bodies were waving red flags. We can't handle this much anymore. You see, after 60, our metabolism slows. The digestive enzymes weaken, the stomach empties slower, and the pancreas tires faster. When you eat large portions at dinner, your stomach stretches, your liver strains to process fat and sugar, your pancreas struggles to regulate glucose, and your kidneys are forced to filter all of it through the night. This can lead to poor quality sleep, morning fatigue, high blood sugar, acid reflux, swollen limbs, and eventually, chronic disease. So what's the right amount? A good rule for seniors: dinner should only be 30% of your daily food intake. Focus on 1 small bowl of brown rice, 1 to 2 servings of vegetables, a modest portion of protein, like steamed fish, tofu, or boiled egg. Skip dessert or choose fruit in moderation. Eat slowly, pause between bites, listen for your body's whisper that says, "I've had enough." Because fullness isn't just about a tight stomach. It's about feeling light, calm, and at peace. Remember, it's not what you eat once in a while that defines your health. It's what you eat every night that builds or breaks your future. So if dinner has become a feast every day, it might be time to scale back, not out of restriction, but out of respect for your body's changing needs. Mistake number 5, turning dinner into a time of stress or tension. Let me ask you this. Have you ever sat down at the dinner table and instead of feeling peace, you felt pressure? A sharp word from a spouse, a sigh of disappointment from a child, a heated discussion about money, illness, or things long past. The food might be warm, but the room feels cold. Your hands tremble slightly. Your appetite shrinks. Or worse, you keep eating just to avoid speaking. You see, this isn't just about emotions. This is about what stress does to your body when you eat. When we're upset during a meal, the body enters fight or flight mode. Blood moves away from your digestive organs. stomach acid and enzymes drop. Your heart rate rises, and your muscles, yes, even your stomach muscles, tighten. That means your food digests poorly. You absorb fewer nutrients. You feel bloated, tight, or gassy afterward. And you're more likely to suffer reflux, constipation, or restless sleep. I remember Mrs. Han, a widow in her 70s, who lived with her adult children. She told me one day, "Doctor, I eat healthy, but every night I feel heavy after dinner." After a long pause, she added quietly, "My daughter always brings up things that upset me at dinner, criticism, worries, things I thought we had already forgiven." And every night, her dinner became harder to digest, not because of what was on the plate, but because of what was in the air. Here's the truth. Your stomach listens to your heart, and when your heart is hurt, anxious, or stressed, your stomach clenches. Even the healthiest soup can sit like a stone in your belly. So what can we do? It starts with intention. Make your dinner table a safe zone, a place of calm, kindness, and comfort. Try this. Leave arguments for another time. Avoid complaining during meals. Focus on light, joyful conversation. Give thanks before eating, out loud or silently. And chew slowly with awareness and gratitude. Because a peaceful dinner is not only easier to digest, it becomes a form of healing, not just for the body, but for the soul. So tonight, take a breath before you sit down. Bring peace to the table. Let go of tension, even for just 30 minutes. Because every bite eaten in peace nourishes you twice. Once through the nutrients, and once through the feeling of being safe, seen, and calm. With that, we've now completed the 5 healing meals and the 5 common mistakes to avoid. You've come this far. You now know the truth about dinner, that it isn't just a meal, it's a turning point. A decision you make each night that either builds your health or slowly breaks it down. You've learned the 5 dangerous dinners that quietly harm your heart, liver, kidneys, and blood sugar. The 5 healing meals that soothe your organs, stabilize your energy, and help you sleep peacefully. And the 5 habits to avoid, not because you've done something wrong, but because your body is asking for something gentler, something wiser. And maybe you're thinking now, "Doctor, I've made some of these mistakes for years. Is it too late?" Let me assure you, it is never too late. Because healing doesn't begin with a pill. It begins with a choice to eat earlier, to eat lighter, to eat with peace, to eat with purpose, to treat your dinner not as a reward, but as a ritual of care. So tonight, before you lift that first spoonful, pause. Ask yourself, is this food helping me live longer, or just filling my stomach? And if the answer doesn't feel quite right, change it, gently, lovingly, one dinner at a time, because that's how true health is built, not through big changes all at once, but through small, consistent acts of respect for the body that has carried you this far. From all of us here at Dr. Kim's Home Clinic, thank you for caring for yourself. And if this message has helped you or someone you love, please give it a like, share it with a friend, help us reach others who need this message, because your health is worth protecting. Every single night, stay well, sleep deeply, and I'll see you in the next video.